Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Miss Amy and Miss Gigi, and we're here to do our first circle time with the class, virtual. And we can't wait to meet you in person on Wednesday. So we're going to start first with our good morning song, and Miss Gigi's going to put it on, and we're going to do it. So everyone get ready to listen to us. So I've just hit the space bar. Everybody stand up. Again, you don't see us. We have to sit. Everyone stand up. Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, I'm happy, let's play. Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, I'm happy, let's play. Ready? Stretch up. Touch the floor. Spin it around and around. Turn it around. Can you make them go up and down? Like Superman. Turn it around. Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, I'm happy, let's play. Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, I'm happy, let's play. Let's play. Well, that was certainly fun and got us moving this morning. So today is Monday. It's our first day of the week, and it is the 21st. Right? Today is the 21st. It's a 2 and a 1. I don't know if you could see Miss Gigi's going to point to it. The 2 and the 1. There you go. And we're going to do some fun things today. I'm going to read you a book, and we're going to talk about our question of the day. And our question today is going to be, can you draw me a picture of yourself? And mom or dad or babysitter could take a picture of you drawing the picture of yourself. And if you can write your name, that will be great. So the question is today, what is your favorite part of you? Which part do you like the best? Do you like your eyes? Do you like your nose? How about you smile? I hope I see some smiling faces. And so we're going to do that. So right now I'm going to get ready for my book, right? Or no? Our class is going to learn all about us. That's what we're going to focus on this study web. We're going to do all about us, and we're going to learn about all kinds of things about you and all kinds of things about me and Miss Gigi. Every one of us is special in a certain way, and we're going to find out what makes us all so special. All right, I'm going to read you a story today, and it's called Chrysanthemum, and it was written by Kevin Hanks. And this is a very special book because her name, this little mouse, her name is Chrysanthemum. And look how big and how many letters are in her name. She has a lot of letters in her name. Some of us have long names and some of us have short names. But this little mouse has a lot of letters. Let's see what happens to her in this book. You get a little closer so you can see the picture. Today, the day she was born, was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. Oops. Sorry. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was. Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew, and when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. Here she is. Look at her baby pictures and how big she was getting. Just like you guys. You guys started out as babies, and then you also grew up, and now you're big and can come to school. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. And she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written in ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it herself with her fat orange crayon. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect, and then she started school, just like you guys are starting school, and everyone's going to learn your name. Let's see what her friends' names are. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile, and she ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum. School! Who's excited for school? I hope you guys are excited to see us on Wednesday. But when Miss Chud took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum. Here's Miss Chud, and she said, Don, Eve, Lois, Al, Les, Kay, Max, Sue. Here's Bill, and Pat, and Tom, and Sam, Ken, Joe, Rita, Victoria. Chrysanthemum. Look how long her name is. It's too big to fit into her square. She has a really big name. It's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on the name tag, and Rita said, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The little girl made her feel bad. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Mrs. Chud that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. That's exactly half as many letters as in the entire alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chud. Now put your head down. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said, as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Oh, she was very sad. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. My name is too long. It scarcely fits on my name tag, and I'm named after a flower. Oh, pish, said her mother. Your name is beautiful, and precious, and priceless, and fascinating, and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner. Macaroni and, I can't see, cheese with ketchup. And an evening filled with hugs and kisses and Parcheesi. They played a game called Parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane. It was an extremely pleasant dream. Jane is a much smaller name. The next morning, Chrysanthemum woke her most comfortable jumper. She wore her most comfortable jumper and walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, 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 she wrote. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in the garden with worms and dirt and other things. Thanks for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chud. Now, put your head down. I just cannot believe your name, Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. Neither can I thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. They said I even look like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me. Oh, psh, said her mom. They're just jealous and envious and begrudging and discontented and jaundiced, said her father. Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours, said her mother. After all, it's absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert of chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and more parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she was really a chrysanthemum. She spreaded leaves and petals. Victoria picked her and plucked her, the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. Chrysanthemum, 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 the flowers seemed to say. The next morning, the students were introduced to Miss Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless. They thought Miss Twinkle was indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Jo was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger, and Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Chrysanthemum is a daisy. Chrysanthemum is a daisy. Jo, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She didn't feel so good. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. What's so humorous? Asked Mrs. Twinkle. Chrysanthemum, was the answer. Her name is so long, said Jo. It scarcely fits on her name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria, and she's named after a flower. My name is long, said Miss Twinkle. It is, said Jo. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Mrs. Twinkle. It would, said Rita, pointing. And said Mrs. Twinkle, I'm named after a flower, too. You are? Asked Victoria. Yes, said Mrs. Twinkle. My name is Delphinium. Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as her name. I think it's absolutely perfect. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Jo, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold. Call me Carnation. My name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. So, That was a great story about Chrysanthemum and how she liked her name. I wonder if you guys like your names. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to do some other activities with our names all week long because of Chrysanthemum. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, Miss Gigi.
So that could you put down the video? Okay, so that it's our circle time, okay, and then we're gonna send a couple more links on things to do throughout the day following our schedule. Okay.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye. See you later.